Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Robert, and today I wanted to discuss Star Trek Alliance, the cooperative miniatures game. I found out about this recently thanks to a post from the One Players Guild Solitaire Games on Your Table. And I was very intrigued because this is a soloable or cooperative um, game based on the X-Wing flight path system using the Star Trek license. And back in the day, during X-Wing First Edition, I did enjoy that game. I didn't get to play it a lot because of the whole aspect of having to go to the LGS. That's always a pain, and they only had it on specific days, so I didn't play it as much as I would have liked to, and then I just moved on from the game. I am aware that a solo mode has come out for it since, but my pieces for the game are scattered all over the place, so I didn't bother. Now, I heard about this game this week, and I got really excited, so I went and got it. And I just wanted to give you my thoughts on it. This is a campaign driven game with 6 scenarios, and it has a player progression, and it includes 2 ships. And just a heads up, I do not know I don't know almost anything about Star Trek. I've never really seen the shows or the movies. I've seen like a couple episodes of Next Generation, and that's it. So I don't know anything about Star Trek. Never really been interested in it. But this was interesting because there's so many games based on Star Wars already. This was a kind of a welcome change of pace for me. So I appreciated that it's just based on another IP. And this game includes 6 scenarios. You can use one of these ships. You have to control 2 ships if you're playing solo. You have the Federation Excelsior class starship, and then you have an Akira starship. This is the first scenario, which I had to give it 2 tries. I had to give it 2 tries in order to beat it. And in this scenario, you have to pick up a couple of things from the map and escape with them without, getting your ship destroyed. And it took a couple tries, like I said, but all right. So pretty fun. Now, let's discuss the first. I want to discuss the rules. The rule book is very detailed. Okay. This is a pretty established system already, the flight path system for X-Wing. So I think I'm pretty sure this is probably based on second edition. This has been pretty perfected by now, and the rule book is very thorough. Okay, it's 40 pages long, so there's quite a lot. If you're new to this system, or if you're coming back to it like me after a few years, there's a lot to read here. All right, most rule books I've been reading lately are 30 pages tops. This 40 pages, and quite a lot of material to absorb here. But at the end of the day, the game is not very honestly, it's not very complicated. All right, but the rulebook just makes sure to cover edge cases very well. It's just very detailed, and I appreciate it. The rulebook just has a lot of clarity. Okay, and after reading once and just writing a little cheat sheet, I'm good. I didn't really have to touch the rulebook that much. It includes a nice turn summary here. Okay, so rulebook, really good job. A very nice system. The turn structure and the AI. Let's talk about that. So the AI. The AI, there is a ship that is included for the enemy, and it comes with three, four. So you come with the game comes with 5 ships. Okay, the 2 player ships and then the 3 AI ships. And they are these. It's the Jan Hadar attack ship, and this is the AI logic, as the game calls it. This is the AI logic card, and this is what you use to maneuver and control the AI. So you're gonna for each ship, or unless they're in a formation, if they're in a formation, they all do the same. But otherwise, each ship just behaves independently, and you will roll a die, and depending on the closest enemy in the arc that you see here, the AI will act. So you can see the arc right there. You see the lines. So it would fall under this right here. Okay, so we put this here, and then it'll tell you if the ship is really far or facing away. You use the outer result. Okay, so that's how it chooses the maneuver. All right, now depending on the position of the enemy and how far it is, and then you roll, and it'll choose one of those maneuvers, and then you'll do the maneuver for the ship. So the turns go by pretty fast, and once you get the hang of it, you're gonna be maneuvering the ships, no problem, figuring out after rolling the dice what maneuver it does, what action it does. So pretty smooth turns. Okay. Um, okay. So very good job with the AI, and unfortunately, because I haven't played X-wing for like 10 years almost, I can't. I don't really have that perspective to appreciate how well this is, or how much player how realistic the AI is. But from what I've read from comments, it's really well done. Many people call this AI brilliant with how well it behaves. And I mean, at least in my first mission, the AI destroyed me. I mean, I did not make any decisions for the AI. It was all based on this, and the AI maneuvered really well. So it's kind of nuts how they, in a spatial game like this, they managed to create an AI that moves intelligently. That's kind of wild, right there. Okay. Um, okay, so yeah, AI rules really well done. Now, so I've only played the first scenario, and this was a bit of a as an objective, you have to pick. This is the introductory scenario. You just have to pick up a couple objects and try to escape. Now, from what I've read, because I did pick up the other missions from the campaign book, okay, and also I read some feedback on the game before I bought it, which is extremely positive, by the way. The feedback that this system, this product line has, because this game apparently is defunct, pretty much. But then the Star Trek Attack Wing, but then they kind of revived the product line in cooperative mode. So this has gotten really good reception. But from what I've read, the game seems to reward. Rushing to the objective and leaving as soon as possible. It doesn't really reward you sticking around and fighting the enemy ships. So do keep that in mind, okay? If this piques your interest, it yeah, you can't just stick around and fight the ships because you're gonna get destroyed. The AI does have some advantages, okay, against you. Um, Later on, when I progress through the campaign and I equip my ships better, I'll see if that changes. If I can allow myself to just shoot, involve myself in shootouts with the in dogfights with the ships a bit more. Speaking of the progression, so you're gonna have your captain and you're gonna progress with experience, and it'll allow you to add more crew members, more equipment for your ship, and I don't have any other game in my collection that does this. This is very unique. Okay, that's why I was so excited to get it. Because so let's list these things. It's based on the X-wing system. Okay, so it's a war game that you can play at home. All right, it has campaign, it has progression. What is there not to love about this? So this game has lots of things going for it, and they just released. So this is the first part of the campaign. Okay, this is part one, and then part two and three. This is the Dominion campaign series. Okay, and the other two boxes will come with ships from other factions and more scenarios, all right, to continue the campaign. Or if you want to just play the boxes individually, you can. So great thing about this is that it includes everything you need. You don't need to buy absolutely nothing else if you don't want to. And the only thing I had to buy was a playing area. That's it, because I don't actually have a table big enough for this. So that's one thing you need to keep in mind. This you'll need a 3 by 3 feet area, and I don't actually have that where I live. Like something convenient. I had to stick two tables together, and for the playing area, those X-wing mats they're expensive and they're hard to find. So I just went to a craft store and got a 48 by 36-inch project board for $10, and just sprinkled some paint with a toothbrush, as per some research I did online from X-wing players for what are budget playing areas. Okay, and this did the job. So and it's foldable, which makes it easier to store. All right. Um, so, uh, yeah, keep those things in mind if you're interested in this. You'll need a large area. Another thing important, you can't really play this while sitting. Okay. Now I already stand. I have a couple standing desks already in my room. That one right there. You can make it a standing desk too if I want it. But uh, this game doesn't actually at least give me the option to sit. You can't sit while playing this, unfortunately. You're gonna have to move around, stand around, and go to the other side of the map and maneuver the ships. So if and each game of this will last you half an hour to an hour. Okay, at least from the scenario, from the first scenario I played. Okay, if that's any indicative of how future scenarios will play, but um, yeah, so keep those things in mind, and if you don't mind standing and moving around the table, keep that in mind. I have bad feet, unfortunately. It's not that I'm out of shape or anything. I have bad feet, like I've always had bad feet, so it's just a constant issue with me. So I have like a mat, I have a standing mat here that helps with that. But yeah, so very interesting system. I really appreciate that this exists, a way to play X-wing at home, basically, with a Star Trek skin, with campaign progression, and with a player sorry, with different scenarios, right? With a loadout, the aspect of equipping your ship with different loadouts. So I like games that do that. So I'll see the longevity of this. My biggest issue, honestly, so far is having to the setup is the setting up the, like, putting the two tables together and having to stand always for the game. That is a bit of the biggest drawback for me with the game. Okay? But I did have a lot of fun. All right, I did have a lot of fun. No other game in my collection that does this, and this checks a very specific box because I like soloable games that offer normally what would be a multiplayer experience, like X-wing inherently, like it's been like you have to go to the store, like, and plan that, but this offers you a way to scratch that itch at home, and you don't have to deal with planning that, driving to the LGS. You do have to make the small sacrifice that maybe you don't have the most appropriate playing area for it, but I really like that this product line exists, and I'm glad I found out about it. So I'll definitely play through this campaign. I'll see, like, if I end up really liking it, I might buy the other two boxes in the series. But I thank you for the folks that designed this. I really appreciate this. Something like a way to play Hexwing and a way to play what would normally be a multiplayer wargaming experience at home. All right. There's some war games that are made from excuse me, they're made they're solvable from the ground up. All right, but this offers you that multiplayer feeling experience that like I said, it comes with some baggage of planning and all of that. But thank you for the folks that that made this. I really I'm glad that this exists. So check it out, read about it. This has really, really good reception from what I've seen, especially from Star Trek fans and people that used to play Attack Wing back in the day. So check it out, read about it. Maybe it'll pique your interest with a few caveats that I mentioned, but Thank you so much for listening to me talk about Star Trek Alliance, the Dominion campaign, part one. So, if you have any comments, any questions, any feedback, please share them in the comment section. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.